Evening, guys. So here you can see the new 3D printer that I bought. This is a resin printer. My old printer was a filament. Besides the obvious difference of being resin versus filament, the one big difference is the size of the build plate. The one for the resin here is much smaller than the build volume on my filament printer. But that's okay, because the main reason I got this is to print smaller stuff for dioramas and figures and busts and stuff like that. So for that kind of stuff, the print volume on this is quite sufficient. The only thing I really would not be able to do on this one is printing bases and stuff like that. I could print some bases, but a larger base I wouldn't be able to do on this one, unlike my filament one that I had, which I don't have anymore. So anyways, just a quick look. So this is the printer. Here, this top here, it's orange, so that keeps the resin is UV curing resin, so that top keeps the UV light out if there is any, which is one thing I don't have, is a UV light. It didn't even enter my head to get one, so I will need to get one of those. It also comes with a few things, a couple of masks, some small tools, Allen wrenches and stuff, and like some nitrile gloves, some filters for when you pour the leftover resin back in the bottle. This metal spatula to take the parts off the build plate, and another plastic one here. This is to clean out the vat. The USB drive, and the paintbrush, that's just to brush off dust from the completed parts. And it also came with an extra, I can't remember what they're called now, it's like a clear film, FAP film or something like that. I'll put it up on the screen here what it is. But that's basically the film that goes in the bottom of the vat. The rest of the stuff I got here is just a few things that I picked up. Some funnels for pouring the resin back into the bottles. Apparently for resin printing you need tons of alcohol for cleaning the parts, cleaning the printer, cleaning the vat, cleaning the build plate. So apparently you go through a ton of rubbing alcohol. Just some containers here, again for putting stuff in to clean it. I got this big tray here. This tray is only temporary. I want to get a bit of a bigger one than this. So this is just to, when you take the build plate out, you know, it's going to have resin on it and stuff dripping from it. You don't want to get that all over everything. So that's just there to try and keep the mess down. So that is one of the drawbacks between these resin printers and filament. The filament is pretty much just print it and take it off the build plate, clean it up, you're good to go. With this, it's not. Of course, you're dealing with liquid resin, so you're transferring resin from the bottle into the printer, from the printer back to the bottle, so you know that's just going to be messy. You're dealing with alcohol and with liquid resin, so you have to wear gloves, you have to wear a mask for the fumes. Now this particular printer does come with an air purifier built in, so that's supposed to keep the resin fumes down. As well, you can buy low odor resin as well, but you're dealing with resin, so you still have to be careful, I guess. And again, you're dealing with tons of rubbing alcohol apparently. So if you don't have you basically need to have everything set up before you start to print in order to try and keep your mess low. From what I can tell anyways, I haven't printed anything yet. But hopefully we'll get a print going here soon. Like I said, I forgot to get a UV light, so it's getting a bit late in the evening here now, so I may have to wait until tomorrow or one day this weekend to actually print anything. I'm just going to do a couple of test prints first, and yeah, so I'll be right back when I have something printed up. Okay guys, so it's 2 or 3 days later. It was the Thanksgiving weekend here, so I was out visiting some family and stuff like that, and I don't have a UV light chamber of any sort yet, so I have to pretty much print in time enough that I can put it outside to cure. So it's a nice sunny day here today. I have a simple test print here that I'm going to try. I do have some UV lights and stuff ordered. I'm going to try and build some type of a little chamber, basically just a metal or some type of reflective bucket or something that I can surround with UV lights and be able to put the items inside of there to cure. So you can see everything is covered up. The reason being, this is where I do my painting and stuff for my models, so of course there's a lot of paint dust out here. You can see that box there, it's completely filled. So I have it set up out here for now. I don't know how strong the fumes are going to be from the resin, so I'm going to try a few prints out here first. If it's not too bad, I'll probably move it down into my hobby room, or if not, I'll just leave it out here. This particular printer does have a air purifier on it, so that's supposed to keep the fumes down. And you can also buy low fume resin as well, but the resin that I have, I don't think it is that type. So so yeah, just give me a few minutes. When I get things set up to print, I'll be right back. Okay guys, sorry if there's a bit of trouble here. I got my ventilator on here. So I think it's printing. I hope we will see. Another, like I said, it's my very first time doing this, so
Oh, good grief. Yes, ma'am?
says it's going to be a little over 2 hours to complete, so I'll just leave it and come back and periodically check on it, and when it's finished, we'll be right back. Okay guys, so I don't know if you can read that or not, but about 5 or 6 minutes left to this print. Unfortunately, this print is not big enough for me to see because it's not tall enough. So I don't know what's going on underneath the build plate there, but I guess we'll see soon enough. So I'll be right back when I'm getting ready to take this out of the printer. Okay guys, so the print is done. It's outside curing, and as you can see, I printed one little tiny piece. You can see the mess from trying to clean everything up. So this is a bit of a messy process. I guess the lesson to learn, I guess, I need a little bit bigger containers than those, but it's good to have everything out that you need before you start to print, so you don't have to be laying stuff down, and you know. So yeah, so let's just have a quick look at what I printed. As I said, it's very, very small, but I'll just show it outside here drying, and once it's completely cured, we'll take a closer look. Okay guys, you can see, while it was a nice day, it's pretty late now, and there's no direct sunshine here in my yard. You can see down through the trees. Yet there is still a little bit of sunshine down there, but hopefully there's enough here to cure this, at least enough to handle. So as you can see, it's very small. So when that's cured enough, I'll give it about probably an hour or so, and then I'll take it inside and we'll take a closer look, see how it actually turned out. So be right back in just a sec. Okay guys, so here's the test print that I did. You can see it looks kind of shiny inside. Like I said, it was a bit too late in the day, so it's not completely cured yet. I don't know if it ever will, but so this is type of model, they call it a unsupported model, and it means exactly that. The way that it's designed, it doesn't need any supports to print, so therefore it doesn't need any cleanup. You can see as well, just let me zoom in here because I know this is pretty small. I printed it small. I wanted to see what kind of resolution this printer could do. But you can see there are no striations in it like with a filament printer. And that's one of the main reasons why I switched. So you can see the detail it is. You can see inside as well, I think, there's a spiral staircase inside of there. But as well, there's a double helix in there as well. Like a DNA strand, I guess. See if I can get a better look. But it's really, really fine. Maybe you can see it a bit better. Just let me get a light, guys. Sorry. See this. So I don't know if you can see inside there. You can see there's a double helix in there as well as a spiral staircase. As well, you can see the spiral around the rook as well, and how nice and fine that text is. So like I said, this is just a test print. This is my first time doing it. The cleanup, like I said, is the biggest hassle when compared to filament printing. So filament is, there is essentially no cleanup after. There's cleanup of the print, but there's no cleanup off the bed and stuff like this. It's very minimal, but with this there's a lot. You gotta clean everything with alcohol and water and stuff like this, and you gotta be pouring resin back and forth into the bottle, into the bin. So it's a bit more hassle, but I think it's worth. So I mainly got it for printing out stuff for dioramas and stuff like that. So I think it'll be great for that. You can see, you can kind of see the spiral staircase there going down inside. So quite nice. So this, you can see it's not very big. So this took just over 2 hours to print. So the one main thing that's different between this and filament printing is because this prints in layers, it doesn't matter how many things I have on the print bed. The thing that matters is the height, right? Because these are all layers going this way. So if I laid it on its side and printed it this way, you would have a lot less layers. So the print wouldn't take nearly as long. So you can fill the print bed with as many things as you want, as many different things as you want. And if all of them, everything I had on the bed in this instance was this height or shorter, the print time would still be 2 hours and a bit. It's the number of layers is what determines the amount of time and how long of a curing time you have between layers. So of course with filament printing is not like that. The more things you put on the bed, you put on the print bed on the filament printer, the longer it'll take. Because the printer has to print here, then it has to go over and print here, it has to go over and print here, here, and then it has to repeat that every time. But with resin printing is not like that. It's just however many layers there are, that's how long it takes. So just something to keep in mind there as well. But yeah, for my first print, I'm quite happy. I have some model there, like with engine parts and stuff like this to print out for dioramas, and some figures and stuff there that I want to try and print, bust and stuff like this. I also have CAD software there where I can design my own stuff if I like. So hopefully this printer will actually use it, I hope. I mean, I know I said that before, but this time I hope that I'll get more into it, and we shall see. So anyways guys, that's enough of me rambling there. I don't know when I piece all this together if it'll turn out to be a huge, a large, long video or not, but I guess we'll see what it is. So anyways guys, as always, thanks for watching, and hope you stay tuned.